What's up, boys? It's Storm the Beast back again with another video. It's been a while since I've done a video like this. This is a story time. By the way, do you like my nice, crisp, definitely good frame rate SimCity gameplay in the background? I hope you do. I'm gonna try to do more gameplay in the background from now on. Probably not shooters because my computer cannot handle that, and a recording software running at the same time. Actually, can barely even handle shooters, so that's why I play it all on the console. I'll try to figure out how to connect my console so you can see shooter gameplay, but before I do that, you're just gonna see games like SimCity and other games like Spore, and I might get Sims, so you'll see that. Maybe a little Minecraft. I'm gonna try to put more gameplay in the background. Also, I got an editor now. His name is Way Too Cool, but he's on hiatus right now. But I will put his channel link in the description. So this is a story time. I think it's been almost a year since I've done one of these, and this one is about the worst teacher I have ever had. Pretty bad. They're a terrible teacher. So let's get into it. Okay, so basically we're gonna call her Miss Poop. Okay, so Miss Poopy Head, right? Miss Poop. She was new that year, and so when we came in, you know, she was a new teacher. She taught math and science, which was a Catholic school, so it was a classical Catholic school, so it was called Nature Studies, so math and nature studies. And you know, you meet some interesting people at a Catholic school. There's a whole video I could do about that. What's it called? But there's a whole video I could do about that. And if you want, you know, just let me know if you want to do that. If you want me to do that. But you meet some interesting people at a Catholic school. So Miss Poop, her name is Miss Poop. Not actually, I changed their names, you know, for legal reasons and stuff, and I don't want to be a jerk, so Miss Poop was a jerk, basically. I mean, she seemed pretty normal at first. She taught us math and nature studies, although in nature studies, she really didn't teach much science for the first part. It was really just philosophy, but it was really confusing and made no sense. And she started these thing on Fridays because she didn't want to give out homework for the weekend, which was nice. That's like the one nice thing about her. So instead of doing class on Fridays, she do Math Wonder Day, where we do like a math related project, like something relating to music or geometry. But we didn't have homework from it because she didn't want us to have homework on the weekends, right? Well, you might be wondering, well, what's so bad about her? She seems pretty cool. Oh, well, she seems, I mean, at first she started off pretty cool, but the year just turned into a spiraling descent into madness. So remember the Math Wonder Day? We'll come back to that later. So, you know, it was pretty normal. I mean, she taught nature studies, which she taught us, like, philosophy, which is a little bit confusing, but alright, right? I mean, nature studies is, you know, philosophy mixed with science. Okay, she's providing us a base with philosophy. That, you know, is interesting. No problem with that. And then, in about October of that year, that's when things started going downhill. So basically, I mentioned this was a private Catholic school. It was a classical school. She made us do this, like, stupid Gregorian chant she called the Catechism, even though it was actually a verse from the Bible, not the Catechism. And it was like, I'm not gonna sing it because I was terrible at it, but it was not good. And she, like, wasted 10-20 minutes of class time doing this, right? Where, like, she had to stretch and stretch out her mouth and open wide and stretch her soft palate and, you know, all that stuff to get ready for singing, which is a stretch. And, So she was doing that, and she wasted like 20 minutes of class time doing it. It was so dumb. It gets worse and worse throughout the year, but she basically wasted about 20 minutes of class time on that alone. We had like a 15-minute period, so she wasted between like 10, 15, 20 minutes on that. Then she wasted another 15 to 10 minutes on like this thing called a power up. Now a power up is like, multiplication facts, blah blah blah, just to, get our brains working, get everything started, which, that's not too bad. I mean, it's just, I guess it's kind of smart to warm up. There's been like studies that show the benefits of that, right? Okay, no problem. It's supposed to be a quick 5-minute thing. You just do some problems from the book. In your mental math, you do some multiplication facts. Then you do a little bit of problem solving, blah blah blah. Pretty easy, right? Not nothing too hard. But no. Instead of it being the quick 5-minute thing, she spent the 5 minutes doing the actual thing, and the other 10, 20 minutes explaining every single problem on the paper. And so there was like 40 problems. She spent each one in depth, and then she would always go off on these weird rants, tangents thing, which also sucked up a bunch of class time. And so this was near the beginning of the year, and it started making lessons be like 2 to 4 days long, which we're supposed to get through a lesson a day. And she was like, alright, well, this isn't working. So she toned it down a little bit, I think, which is smart, but really not enough, because she still wasted like half of the class time. And since we had so little class time, she barely even taught actual math. She's just like, alright, teach yourself. This is a lesson we're doing. Read through the book. Do the homework. Right. And it's like, well, you're being paid a salary to actually teach us. I know it's not much, but you're being paid a salary to teach us. She didn't teach us, left most of us dazed and confused. She also saw that wasn't working, so she just went back to teaching, right? Actually teaching us. But here's where the problem starts. So, as I said, she was a bit nutty, right? So she already wasted a lot of class time. She was a bit nutty, and on top of that, she wasn't a great teacher. Like, literally, towards the end of the year, she made math class so confusing that everyone bombed the tests. And I'll get to that later, because that's a whole story in itself. But she's a bit nutty. So remember, this is a private Catholic school, right? And so if anyone made a slight noise, she'd be like, "Why are you disrupting our sacred math time?" She would literally say sacred math. I am not, no cap. She literally said sacred math. Math isn't sacred. I mean, no. I guess there were some mathematicians that were saying so, whatever, but like, math is math. Okay, like, yeah, it's important, whatever, but like, it's not a wholly bow down to the math people, right? No, that's not what it is. It's just 2 plus 2 and you're done. That's what math is. So it starts out like that, right? Or no, it doesn't start out like that. So she gets a little bit crazier. And one time I made a slight noise in her class. She took out this tiara she made out of pipe cleaners, put it on her head, and started talking about how she was the queen of the court, and anyone who talks while the queen is talking gets their head chopped off, and they die. Wonderful teacher. Wonderful teacher. And she said a bunch of other nutty things like that. Like, she went off on all these crazy tangents. Oh, no. But if you thought that was all, oh, she was a little bit nutty just like that. Oh, no, it gets worse. Because then she's super strict, right? So, towards the end of the year, she gets into this phase of clarity and elegance, and sorry for that. She gets into this phase of clarity clarity and elegance, because she thinks that if we write with clarity and elegance, that we're not writing with clarity and elegance, and that's the reason why we're failing, not because of her bad teaching. No, no, no. It's because we're not writing with clarity and elegance. And so she would like almost send people to like the principal for literally just crumpling up paper. Like, I'm not kidding. If you just crumple paper up into a ball, throw it away, you know, she considered that, like, she considered you a Nazi, right? If you did that. And she'd be like, okay, the trees died for that paper and you're just wasting it. And then she'd be like, she was so dumb. Like, then she went to talk about how stuff like that is, you know, not elegant. And, you know, she did a bunch of other stuff too. Like, she was super strict about that. And then, like, she wanted no one to talk in her class, which is reasonable. But even when we were packing up and class was over, right? And someone would just whisper quietly to someone. By the way, they weren't disrupting anything because class was over. It was time for lunch. And she would shout at them and send them to the office. No, she would like make them stay in during recess because this was, you know, middle school recess, right? She made them stay in for recess for like literally just talking quietly. When class was over, she made people stay in for like crumpling up the paper, right? She made people stay in for dropping their pens. Like, there was this one girl who dropped her pen. And, like, she dropped her pen, right? And, another girl giggled, right? At it, just like, okay, not that loud, but like that, right? And, she literally made them stay in for recess. Like, she started shouting at one of my friends for like literally like, okay, I you know, tried not to cross her path. Like, near the beginning of the year, she and I just did not get along, but because I just didn't know how to shut up, but I learned how to shut up, so I just kind of decided to shut up, right? Sometimes I would still run my mouth, but most of the time I would shut up. But basically she took two of my friends in. We'll call one Johnny and the other one Jack. So she was shouting at Jack for literally showing someone, like, so you know how I mentioned that she didn't want anyone to talk, and like if someone just whispered after class, right? So that's what Jack did. He whispered after class, and by the way, he was showing someone something, not like his. No, he was showing someone a prayer card at a private Catholic school, right? You'd think that'd be like, oh, he's spreading the faith, good for this child, hallelujah. But no, because they're disrupting the sacred math time, even when the sacred math time isn't even happening, because everything is sacred math time. That was me going off on a tangent, right? And so she was just berating this poor kid, and it was just like, super passive aggressively, just berating him. And so Johnny, you know, Johnny also doesn't know how to shut up, but unlike me, he has actual, you know, things that are worth saying. So Johnny was like, hey, you know, stop it. It was after class. Don't. This kid's a good kid. Don't be a jerk to him. And she got so like annoyed at Johnny, right? She literally like made Jack. She's just like, Jack, you can go. And then she spent the rest of the class time screaming at Johnny for standing up for Jack when like Miss Poop was, you know, verbally berating Jack, right? It's so dumb. And it was a bunch of other stuff like that. Like, she literally was so bad, right? She was so bad at teaching that the entire class, except for one kid, which, you know, was not me, sadly, bombed every test. But you'd be like, when did the school administration figure something out about this? Take her in and be like, hey, why are these kids failing the test? No, you know why? Because she didn't actually grade. Only if you were writing with clarity and elegance, you got to pass. And then, like, okay, so back to the thing about Johnny standing up for Jack, right? After he got outside for recess, right? Because he had a little bit of recess left. She was on, like, recess duty. She was literally stalking him. Like, she was following us around because she knew we were talking about her. And she was, like, stalking him. It was really creepy. But anyways, so back to the grading thing, right? So, as long as you wrote with clarity and elegance, you got an A. A for effort. And then a bunch of parents got mad because they wanted to see how their kids were doing and actually doing in math, which you know is reasonable. And she's like, no, 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 no. No, you can't see that because they're writing with clarity and elegance. And also, I don't want them to find out that I'm a terrible teacher, so, you know. So then a coalition of parents, allegedly, this is what I heard from someone, because I didn't know firsthand, but allegedly, like, a coalition of parents got together and, like, was trying to get her fired. And, you know, this is, like, half the parents at the entire middle school, which is a small private Catholic school that doesn't get much funding, so they probably could have got something done. But I don't think they really did anything. Like, I'll give you with updates, you know, because I still have some friends going to that school, so I'll keep you updated with, like, updates on that, but I don't go to that school anymore because I'm not in a middle school anymore. I'm, you know, high schooler, school. Well, technically not yet. In September, I'll be a high schooler, but I don't go there anymore, but I still have friends who do, and so I'll keep you updated if anything new happens, but, like, oh my gosh. She was so dumb. So dumb. Just so dumb. Well, that's about my rant for all today. Yeah, so make sure to hit that like, subscribe, comment, share, all that good stuff. It's your boy Storm the Beast, and I will